Through drought and famine, natural disasters, my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling. None of that could ever make me leave. Yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it.
Hey YouTube! How y'all doing?
What's
We
up?
are the HumbleHogans.
That's right.
Back at y'all with another video. Today, this video is going to be talking about judging other people and those sort of things.
Right. So we're going to be talking about judging others and how that can be detrimental in our relationships.
So, when we judge other people, we are taking on the position of God. It is not our job to judge other people. What we are supposed to be doing is lifting one another up, and we are supposed to be looking at ourselves.
Right.
Examining ourselves in the things that we need to work on. Sometimes when we are judging other people, we doing it because we don't want to focus on ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we are placing not the blame, but we're putting it in a different direction. Mm-hmm. And we pointing the finger at somebody else because we don't want to focus on what we have going on.
Right. That's so true.
Also, we discussed that judging happens a lot in relationships. Mm-hmm. Whether that's your intimate relationship, with family members, with friends, with church members, whoever. It happens the most with those individuals because they know you best. Right. And so it's just that much easier to point the finger at somebody that you know. Not right, very evil, but that's how people do it.
Right, going back and forth. And you could do that all day and you would never get nowhere. It'd just be a huge argument. And at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, everybody just angry. So it's important to really just look at self and try not to point your finger at what somebody else is doing, because when you pointing the finger at somebody else, it's always straight pointing back at you. And in the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 1, it talks about how when you're judging others, you're really condemning yourself, because we all have some sin in our life.
Right. Also, we wanted to talk about sins. And you want to explain to them what sin is?
Yeah, no problem. So sin is basically knowing right and doing wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's very important for us to understand that there's no sin greater than another.
Right.
We tend to put emphasis on the act of the sin and separate the sins from one another, meaning like this sin is greater than this sin, so you're gonna be held more accountable for what you have done versus what that person has done. That's not right.
That's the same thing. Thinking that
all sins are abomination to God. Right. And yeah,
we all sin. We have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. There's a story in John where it talks about a woman who was caught in adultery. And
what? She was caught in adultery?
Yeah, she was caught in act of adultery. And so basically, they wanted to stone her. They told Jesus she was caught in adultery. I'm paraphrasing. She was caught in adultery. Mm-hmm. We should stone her. And Jesus was like, let the person that has not sinned cast the first stone. Mm. What you think they did?
From the oldest
to the youngest.
They walked out one by one.
They started walking away.
Why, babe?
Because none of us are without sin. We all have sin. Like literally, we all have sin. So it should never be one person pointing a finger at the other person because they feel like they've done more wrong. Because all sin is sin. Like, sin is sin.
That's right. And Jesus, of course, his grace is sufficient enough to forgive us for our sins. But that don't give us an excuse to continue to live in sin just because grace abounds. Like, that's ignorant.
Yeah.
It should get to the point to where we feel like enough is enough and we want to turn away from our sin and live in a better life.
Yeah.
But just because a person is still living in their sins, it's not our job to convict that person and to make that person feel uncomfortable for what they have done.
Yeah. It's our job to pull that person to the side and say, hey, Brother Donnie, I seen you cuss that man out, and I don't feel like that was right. Do you think we should pray about this?
That's right. That's right.
You pull them to the side and you just talk to them in love.
In love. And that's what it's all about. Loving on one another and correcting one another in love. Because even though that we should not judge one another, but we can correct one another in a sense of not judging, but in a sense of bringing something to your attention, and vice versa. Because sometimes we can get too caught up in the picture of sin and not understand, that we are actually sinning. That's right. So, that's what we want to talk about today. And man, it's been busy. It's been a busy weekend, and we've been hearing this topic a lot lately, and we've been talking about it as well in our personal conversation. So we just wanted to, share this information with you guys because we feel like it's important.
Yeah, I think that it's an important topic, but it also, like, we see it everywhere. It happens everywhere. Work, church, home, like everywhere. It literally happens. And I just think that, it is easy to start pointing the finger back and forth when you feel like somebody's attacking you. When you feel like you're being attacked and somebody's like, well, hey, you did this, and so now you point the finger back at them like, well, you did this, what makes you better than me? And that's an ongoing thing. Like, I see it a lot, but we gotta do better, y'all. We gotta do better. That's all we saying. We gotta do better.
We gotta do better as children of God, and we have to do better in our relationships with our significant other as well, and our relationships with our family members. Man, life too short to be arguing with one another, tripping off of what another person is doing. Pray for that person.
Right. Show some love.
Yeah, show some compassion instead of trying to take the position of the word of God and convict somebody. Like, nah, that won't work. We'll never get nowhere. Acting and living in that way. So
that's our video, you guys. Thanks for watching. We hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to have a conversation with us in the comments below. Let us know if you ever felt this way before. And just show us some love, y'all.
And be looking out for more videos, more content, because we coming at you.
Yes. All right, you guys. Have a good one.
Peace.